Today we're going to look at Jada Toys' Universal Monsters, The Bride of Frankenstein. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to look at a female action figure. This is Jada Toys' Universal Monsters, The Bride of Frankenstein, based on the 1935 sequel to James Whale's Frankenstein, starring Boris Karloff and our figure right here, Elsa Lanchester. So this figure is based solely on the movie Frankenstein, not Mary Shelley's novel from 1818. In Mary Shelley's novel, there was no Bride of Frankenstein. I hate to ruin it for you. If you haven't read the book, I hate to ruin it for you, but there is no Bride of Frankenstein. So they only adapted her into the movie, but I will go deeper in depth on that during our NECA unboxing of the Bride of Frankenstein. But right now with this one, I want to try to keep it quick, simple. So let's go ahead and look at the package. Great box art on this Jada Toys set. I love how they stayed all the same. No changing. We got the Bride of Frankenstein down here, Universal Monsters up there, just like our previous ones we opened, which was Frankenstein and Dracula. So on this side, you got the old Universal Monsters logo, Universal Monsters down there. Over here, we get a good picture of, it looks like a drawing of our action figure, actually. And on the back, it says, also available, Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, Dracula, and Creature from the Black Lagoon, which we will be opening him also, the Creature from the Black Lagoon. 14 years of age and over. Bottom, we have warnings, copyright, labels, all that. So, let's go ahead and get her out. We'll take her from the bottom. And we'll cut that tape, get in here. Now, I will say this. I know Bride of Frankenstein is a favorite movie of a lot of people. Favorite Universal Monsters movie of a lot of people. I don't want nobody to hate me, but it's not mine. It's not even probably in the top 3 or 4. Empty box right there. We'll set that to the side. Yes, just not a big favorite of it. Here she is in her tray and her plastic coffin. We'll take the tray out. That's one thing we don't like about this Universal Monsters, Jada Toys action figures. That background right there. Very, very cheap looking. But here she is in her plastic coffin with all of her accessories. Get a good look at that. How awesome is that? Looks really good. So we'll go ahead and talk about these accessories first. And everything has got a film of tape over, which not a big fan of the tape over. But first thing we're going to talk about, and they are tiny. I'm talking tiny. Her hands, her extra hands. And this is a right and left hands. I mean, they are tiny. She's given the hook 'em horns here. And here, this one's pretty neat. It's got some of her wrapping coming off of her fingers there. So I do like that. So we'll set them right there. Very tiny hands on this action figure. Next, we're going to get, so these are pretty cool. And they do go around the back of that too. So be very careful when you're taking this out. And there's tape all over the place. There's one. Let's set it right there. And our next one. Yes, so not my favorite Universal Monsters movie, and I do know a lot of people absolutely love this. Not that I don't like it. It's just not my favorite. I like them all. I actually like them all. But just not my favorite. So here's those. And these look like the electrodes that she went up and got the kite come down. You can see how they got the wind flags on here, so they know which direction the wind's coming from. So we have those. Now I don't know if I need them or not, but we have them. And our last accessory is going to be an extra head, which we will talk about that in just a little bit. Now, let's see if we can get the bride out. She is tied in, so I will need my scissors here. Be very careful. You don't want to cut this dress. I think that's it. 2 places on her legs and around her stomach. Very tiny looking. That's it. Nothing else. And the Bride of Frankenstein has been resurrected. There she is. Check it out. All right, I'm going to go through articulation first. Head down slightly, up not so much. Not up. She's looking straight away and down a little bit. No up. She got a little side to side. Head will go all the way around. Shoulders go all the way around there. There should be a single butterfly in there. She has an upper arm cut. She has single jointed elbows that almost go to 90. Pretty close, but they will rotate so she can do the Nolan Ryan fastball. She got wrists that go all the way around, and these, of course, are going to be removable because we have the extra hands. She has wrists that will go down and back up. She has an ab crunch in there. Very nice. And that ab crunch also will rotate. She has, let's see, can she do the splits? She can do the splits. Look at that. And she can, she straddles pretty good. Not bad. And she has an upper thigh cut. She has double jointed pin knees. How about that? Double jointed pin knees. And these knees aren't as big as our Dracula and Frankenstein were. And then she has ankles. No, let's see. Any rock? Yeah, there is a rocker on there. Nice ankle rocker. And of course, Elsa Lanchester, aka Bride of Frankenstein, pirouette. All right, let's look at her now. This face sculpt is really, really nice. Really good. It's not a total likeness of Elsa Lanchester, although it is pretty close. Not too bad. I do like it. She has her hair is pretty close to being like Elsa Lanchester. Now, I have heard that Elsa Lanchester's hair was red. Yes, and they've got it black with the gray streaks in it. I've heard it was red. Now, it is a black and white movie, so it's hard to tell. Closed mouth, a good lip pucker there, black eyebrows, very, very gray color to her. Of course, she is a dead body. Let's see, does she have wrapping all over the entire figure? I want to look. Yes, all the way over the entire figure is that wrapping. So they took that extra step to do that detailing. So if you wanted, you could remove this, and it is Velcroed. Oh, now I should have taken this dress off when I went over articulation, because that comes off really nice. So, yeah. So there's her sheet covering, or whatever we want to call it. And there she is in just her wraps. So how about that? Pretty good. Now, in the movie, I do not think she comes out of this sheet. Now, when she is on the table, I believe she might be on wraps. And that's the first thing you see when she first comes alive. And then after that, when she's up, she has this sheet covering. It looks like a sheet to me over top of her. But yeah, now you can see all the articulation in there. Look at that. That is a really good ab crunch right there. It's like actually a lower chest crunch. And that goes all the way around. So very, very good on this. Very good articulation on this Bride of Frankenstein. And the hands, these hands are kind of open, feet even wrapped. So very nice. I'm impressed with this. I did not know that this would have been actually wrapped all the way. I thought maybe they would just use a blank dummy body for this. So very good. And the covering here, I keep wanting to call it a sheet or a dress, but I'm just going to call it her body covering because I don't think it was a dress. It's very nice. Very well stitched. I don't see any loose threads. The only thing I don't like is a little bit of indentation where those ties were on this dress. Hopefully that'll come out over time. But those ties that were around her lower chest and her feet were really tight against that dress. And like I mentioned, it is Velcro over the back. Makes it really easy to get on and off. Now, I cannot remember. If you can remember, leave a comment on these. They must have been lifting up when they were flying the kite to get the electricity to bring her to life. She wasn't in the movie, but the very beginning and the very end. Actually, in the beginning, she played Mary Shelley, the author. And they were talking to her and wondering why the story ended the way it did and why when I say story, Frankenstein story ended the way it did because Mary Shelley wrote it, and she mentions that was not the end of the story, and gather around, and I will tell you the rest of the story of Frankenstein, and that's where the Bride of Frankenstein takes off. So very good, very, very nice. Now let's try this other head sculpt. And this is probably the one I would think that I would display. Open mouth, screaming. This is when she sees Frankenstein. Now, she was built so Frankenstein would have a mate. When she sees Frankenstein, how ugly he is, she just opens her mouth and lets out this huge scream. Now, this is the very end of the movie. And not even the Bride of Frankenstein likes the looks of Frankenstein. She's freaked out by him. But so yeah, I do like this head sculpt. Very open mouth. You can see a red tongue in there. Hair is, is the hair exactly the same? I think it's just reuse. Yep. So very nice. Now we got these extra hands. Now I do want to check these out. So first we have this Hook'em Horns hand. Now, does she do that in the movie? I don't think she does, but I could be wrong. I don't remember giving that out in the movie. And then we get this other hand. I like this hand a lot. It's like you can see the wrap coming off of it. Check that hand out. See this kind of wrap hanging down. So yeah, did a really nice job on this. Bravo, Jada Toys, bravo. So really good, stands up really nice. Dress is great. I like it. I like it. Not sure about these. I don't know what I would rather have had. Maybe another face sculpt. But that is going to be it for Elsa Lanchester, the Bride of Frankenstein. Until next time. Oh, yeah.